Hello guys, welcome to another video. In today's tutorial, we're going to introduce the Hermes Agent. So we briefly talked about it in the other paperclip video. In this video, we're going to show you how Hermes Agent actually works. So Hermes Agent is a self-improving agent, and it is the only agent with a built-in learning loop. It creates skills from experience, improves them during use, and nudges itself to persist knowledge and searches its own past conversations and builds a deepening model of who you are across sessions. So this agent is very popular and it got almost 100k stars. The people and the community really likes this product. If you want to install it, to try it out, there's a quick start section. To just run one line command, you can install that. There's also a CLI section to show you different commands if you use CLI. And if you want to migrate from OpenClaw, if you have installed OpenClaw in the past, then you can just use that OpenClaw migration script to migrate existing OpenClaw configuration to Hermes. So it's that simple. In this video, we're going to talk about why Hermes Agent is self-improving. So that is very important because OpenClaw doesn't say it is self-improving, but Hermes Agent is. So if you look at the section for documentation, there is different component for Hermes Agent. So the reason that is self-improving is related to the memory. So the memory is very important. So the Hermes Agent uses a persistent memory to keep refresh the data so that memory is always refreshed. And when the memory is refreshed at different places, there's also a procedure called merge of the memory, which is also like consolidation of the memory. That's why it is self-improving, because once you did something with the Hermes, it is always going to refresh the memory, refresh the data all the time. So next time, they will understand the context that happens in the past. That's why it is efficient, because it's persistent, so it's not session-based. So session is going to be lost once you finish the conversation, but persistent memory is going to be staying there forever. Whenever you want to check it out, then you just ask. So that's why it is self-improving. So we'll get to that a little bit deeper later in this video, but that's why it is self-improving. That's the reason. And also there's a section called security. So we briefly covered this in the other paperclip video, but we're going to go through that in this video as well to show you guys how to set up security, so we have a better local environment when we want to try it out or when you test it. So the other two things that I'm going to cover in this video is for the public API. So you can actually use Hermes as a public OpenAI compatible endpoint, so which is very powerful. The last bit of this video, we're going to talk about the subagent. So how to trigger subagents in Hermes and how to parallel run subagents. So that being said, let's get started. If you want to install subagent, install the Hermes. So as I mentioned earlier, it's simply one line command. So once you installed it, you can just use the Hermes to go to the terminal. So we'll start a brand new session. And so you can see that everything was displayed very clearly, the tools and the skills. So as I mentioned earlier, so what makes this agent great is the memory system. So if you look at the Hermes memory, there's already a lot of files in it because we already tested it. So we'll show you what these are and what are the other places that uses memory. So in Hermes Agent, there are 5 memories types in total. So let me go through them one by one. So the first type of memory is the so-called built-in curated prompt memory. So basically it's a memory.md and user.md. So what does that mean is that in the Hermes folder, so there's a memories folder. So inside the memories folder, you can create 2 files, which is memory.md and user.md. So the memory.md is basically the memory for the project. So like system configuration, the tools Hermes has, and also the preference, the key folders, so on and so forth. So this is basically to tell Hermes the system configurations. And also there's another memory, it's called user.memory. So user memory is basically telling Hermes the user context, like the language, communications, and also the tone and the interaction styles, and also active preferences and goals, so on and so forth. You can define differently. This is just for demo purpose. So this is the first type of memory. And the second type of memory is session history. So as we saw in this conversation session, so you can chat with the Hermes, then it will create a session. So if you want to check out all the sessions that you talk with the Hermes agent, you can just go to Hermes sessions list. So this will give you all the sessions that you had with Hermes. Also, you can do the sessions inside the Hermes terminal. Just go to Hermes. You can /go to sessions. So you can see that, or actually it's a /history. So you can see this is all the history you had with the agent. So you can also do this resume session to resume a previous session. So they also documented in the sessions in here. So basically that's how you store the session data with the Hermes agent. So because the session is actually stored in the SQLite, so you can check out in the Hermes folder. So if you go to Hermes folder, there is a file called the state.db. So that's the file which store all the sessions. So if you want to just query this database, it is also possible because it's a SQLite. So you can simply use the SQLite query to query all the sessions instead of talking to the Hermes agent. For example, if you want to check out the state.db, so you can just simply run SQLite 3 Hermes state.db, then you can run a sample command like this. So let's paste it. So you can see these are all the sessions that you had. So basically these are the two ways to check out the sessions data. So it's very simple. And let's go back to the memories. So those are the first two major memory type that Hermes has. So the third one is called procedural memory. So those are the skills. So this is very different than OpenClaw or other agents. So what the procedural memory does is basically we have a very complicated task with Hermes. It will start creating a skill. So next time it can just read the skill to process what has been done this time. So for example, if you want to make a very complicated project and it will make different subagents, make different tool calls, once you have made up to 5 tool calls and then it start to pressure the system, then Hermes will detect that and create a skills for you. So next time we do the same thing or similar things, you will use that skill to create the session, to create a conversation. So basically that's what it is. So that's called procedural memory. For example, we did a sample skills just to demonstrate how this works. So if you go to the Hermes folder, there's a skills and we created in the software development. So it's called memory consolidation. So we'll talk about these skills later in more detail a bit, but this is basically a skill that we created similar to a memory. So this is something that when there's a very complicated task, the Hermes will automatically create during that conversation. So that's the third type of memory for Hermes. And then the fourth type is called a daily structured login and context files. So this is for the daily login. So when you have a conversation with Hermes, it will log everything daily. You can refresh it at different frequency, but this is for the daily refresh. So once that is created, you'll see something like the memories inside the memories folder we saw earlier. So go to Hermes memories. So basically it's something like the 2026, and they will create a daily summary for what you have completed today. So that's really this fourth type of memory. It's the daily structured login. So the last memories part of the memory type is basically the external modeling layer. So what does that mean? So the external modeling layer is you can actually use a external memory system to store all the conversations, like Open Viking, which we demoed in the other video, and also holographic, and that's what it means. So if you want to check out all the providers for external memory systems that Hermes supports, you just use the Hermes memory setup. So in this case, you can see that it supports the byte router, byte, rover, and hint site, holographic, Hongqiu, Map0, and Open Viking, retain DB, and super memory and building only, which is memory and users that we used in the previous video. So those are all the external providers. So we keep it simple, so we just use the default provider as a building only. So those are the major 5 memory systems that Hermes uses to persist and refresh the memory. So that's why it is self-improving. Hopefully that makes sense. So to make this manual, so you know that for Hermes everything is automated. But if you want to simulate the memory refresh and persistent, you can create a skill for that. So if you want to create a skill for that, you can just use the prompt that I'm showing here, so that you will create a memory consolidation skill. You can run that skill, so every time it's going to refresh the memory manually. So that's how it works. And so this is basically the memory system. And so if you want to see that skill, so you can just go to Hermes / the skill name is memory consolidation. So you can see there's a memory consolidation. So every time you run the skill, it will refresh the memory and persist the memory. So that's how it is. So that's the first part I want to cover in this video. The second part is the security. So if you go to the documentation for Hermes security, so the security, there are 3 modes. So first is manual, so always prompt the user for approval for dangerous command. The second mode is smart, so this is for LLM based, so we'll determine automatically should we approve this command or not. The third is off, so it's also called YOLO mode, so this bypass all the securities, so which is something that you probably do not want to do, and there's some concerns there, so choose them wisely. So you can go to the YAMLs file and specify the mode for approvals. For example, in this case, we can just go to configuration and go to the approvals. Right, so you can see the mode is off. So this is actually YOLO mode. You can choose it smart or choose it to be the manual mode, which is default. Right, so you can choose smart mode. And also there's a command allow list. So these are the command that are allowed. So you do not have to approve it. It is automatically approved. So this command allow list. So that's for the security. And so the last part I want to cover in this video is the subagents and also the Hermes gateway. So for subagent, it's very straightforward. So every subagent that's running in Hermes session is in an isolated environment. So it won't interact with each other. So once every subagent finished the task, we will run a merge. So we'll merge the results. So for example, if we just tell the Hermes to spin up a subagent, you can directly call out. So, for example, we research latest developments and WebAssembly runtimes in 2025 and 2026. If you want to use this with a subagent, you just say using delegate task tool. So this is a tool. So once this tool is called, it is going to spin up a subagent automatically. So this is how you spin up a subagent. You can also just ask the Hermes to run them in parallel. For example, you can say research these 3 topics in parallel and give me structured summaries. So you can list all the tasks that you run in parallel with different subagent in here, and then the Hermes will spin up different subagents automatically and then merge the results. So that's for the subagent. So the last part is for the Hermes public APIs. So to use Hermes as a public API, which is like OpenAI compatible API, you just run the Hermes gateway. So let's exit. So you can just do Hermes gateway. So this will spin up a public API endpoint, but the port is 8642. So once you spin up the Hermes gateway, then you can test it using a curl command like this. You can integrate this gateway with any other systems. So it's not like OpenClaw or other agents. It only supports channels like Discord, WhatsApp, Telegram, so to connect to the gateway. So for Hermes, it's a public gateway. So you can just use the OpenAI compatible endpoint to integrate with any other systems. So similar to this, you can just ask, hello, what can you do? Then it will return the response as an OpenAI response, which is super awesome. So, but before using the gateway, you probably want to set up the API key, right? Similar to the other OpenAI compatible endpoints. So to do that, just go to the environment, set up 2 environment variables. The first one is API server enabled, set to true, and then it's API server key. You can give it key, any key you want. So we just set to 10,000. And in the example, you can just choose the model and add the key here, which is 10,000, and run a regular OpenAI call. So that should be it. So, for example, if you want to test it out, I'll just do a test.sh. So then it is ready to go. So this is great as a OpenAI compatible API. So it's very easy to integrate with any systems. So that being said, this is all the features of Hermes I want to cover in this video. And hopefully this is helpful. And if you do like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and see you in the next one.